be a test for both teams, definitely. We'll quickly, as we said, just run through the teams there for you. Mayo Gaels in goal is Paul Mallion. The full back line is Brian Moran, Alan Brett, Kevin Lynch, the captain. The half back line is Sean Kane, Tommy Kane and Liam Hughes. In midfield is the change that we mentioned earlier. Fintan Canavan comes in for Paul Walsh, and he's partnered in midfield by Sean Boyle. The half forward line is Adam Gallagher, James Jennings and Ronan Commons, and the full forward line is Mally Byrne, Jerry Canavan, and coming in for Niall Brett at 15 is number 28 Danny Burke. For Ball, Matthew Flanagan is in goal. Matthew, who made a bit of internet fame, is coming out the field a fair bit in their run last year. Conor Dunleavy, Jared Holian and Stephen McNicholas are the full back line. The half back line is Jared Flanagan, Sean Morrissey, Thomas Reynolds, Barry Duffy and JP Riley are in midfield. We're just about I think ready for Aaron Levine. The teams are going into place, but we'll go through the rest of the Ball team. In the half forward line is Gary McHale, Colin Murphy, 22 Aaron Walsh comes in for Val Rockney, and the full forward line is Jack Hart, an exciting player, with Conor Walsh and Patrick McLaughlin in complete the full forward line. Both teams now are just getting ready to line up for the national anthem as the substitutes make their way to the respective sides of the field, social distancing being adhered to at all times. And the captain for Ball is Jerry Flanagan of Mayo News reporting fame. He takes over that duty, and we're just, as we said, waiting for Aaron Levine and Tomas Morley. The big thing, I suppose, there for those teams, particularly for Gerard Butler, will be, as you said, to deal with the experience of the Mayo Gaels team and just try and keep pace with them for the first maybe 10-15 minutes.
Yeah, and do we know which way they're playing yet? I don't think. If it is as it is at the moment, Ball have the wind, but we'll see in a minute. Yeah, look at Ball have some exciting players there, like Conor Welch has been playing really well. Barry Duffy has played exceptional at midfield. And as I said, then Ger Flanagan would be the stalwart there in the back. Conor Dunleavy is the minor I had 3 years ago, I suppose now. And I suppose in the forward line you've got, as I said, Mally Byrne would be an awful lot of experience, but I'm looking forward to Jerry Canavan as well. Like he can be lightning when he's on form. Midfield is going to be the area today, and as we've seen all through the championship so far, you get parity around there and you can get that ball moving. That is definitely I suppose in the modern game, when you get percentages around the middle of the field, you can make things happen. Kevin Lynch in the back line as well, another guy that has been there for a good while.
Okay, and we're having Aaron Levine. So the smattering of supporters that have made their way, let's just say, outside the perimeter of the ground, Tomas Morley, have applauded Aaron Levine, and we're just waiting for the referee to get us going here. The referee is Cormac Reap, but as we say, Ball looks like they'll be playing downhill, so they'll be playing right to left as we look at it. The umpire the linesman this side has a little bit of work to do. His tip of his flag has gone flying, so we'll get it back on track for him in a moment. But as we said, it's going to be an intriguing contest. As we said, it's a local derby with maybe, as Tomas was alluding to in our preview, with not quite the animosity that some local rivalries have, but both teams will be looking to advance and get another intermediate championship title. Mayo Gaels, the last one was in '98, and Ball, having won the junior 2 years ago in 2018, have a bit of form for winning championships. So the conditions, as we said, are perfect, bar the strong breeze that's blowing. It seems, if you look at the flags on the stand here, they seems to be, you'd have to say, probably in favour of Ball. as Ali Roji is the only thing we're missing when we're getting ready to get underway. And Bal and Mayo Gaels are going to go to battle in search of a intermediate title. We'll bring you updates throughout the game from the other games taking place, but we're underway here in Claremorris, and the tip-off goes the way of Mayo Gaels. Out in the middle, James Jennings pops it up the line. Big midfielder there is Sean Boyle for Mayo Gaels. He'll have a big say, direct pass inside, trying to get it out in front and winning it well inside, turning his man Jerry Canavan, as Tomas said, is a player who on his day can take on any defence, and that one is launched high. It's going to drop just over the bar. Brilliant start for Mayo Gaels, Tomas Morley, and the man you highlighted, Jerry Canavan, gets us off with a point.
Yeah, simple, just kept the ball out here, then gave the long ball in. I think the back got just caught a little bit flat-footed, didn't go for the ball. Jerry Canavan got it, and a nice score to start off things.
Yeah, Jared Hoyland is going to have to be a little bit sharper to that, as the chip kick out from Matty Flanagan finds him free, and Mayo Gaels look to get their first attack underway, but that hand pass goes astray and it's the sideline ball for Mayo Gaels. Infield, Gallagher moving the ball around to Fintan Canavan. Back again, Gallagher didn't quite hit that ball cleanly, but it's well won out in front by Canavan. He's touched it on the ground, said the referee, and then it's going to be a free out for Bal. Bal yet to get out of the half. They have a little bit of worry here. It looks like Barry Duffy's gone down with his ankle. It might be the way I think he went in to win the ball in front of Canavan and he landed on top of him, Billy.
Slid in together there, Tom. It was accidental really, but you know, he'd be a huge loss to them at this stage if he has to go off. But it looks like he'd be okay. If he gets a bit of treatment, he should be fine. But Mayo Gaels so far would be very happy with the start they've made, and that through ball to Jerry Canavan. They're sending that ball directly into that space in front of the goal. I thought maybe the Bal fullback could have covered that more, but Canavan came from behind, took it, got onto his left boot and over the bar. Brilliant start. Great start for Mayo Gaels. Bal, as we said, have yet to get out of their own half, and they're deciding to go backwards with Morrissey back to Flanagan. Flanagan, who fancies himself as an outfield player on the best of days, is already up to halfway and launches a high ball into the Bal half. There's a cluster of players going for it. And it's a bit of looks like it could be a scrum down shortly if they don't get the ball out, but the referee says there was a foul. Coming out with the ball was Conor Walsh, but I think that ball could have gone either way, but it goes the way of Mayo Gaels, and they get us back underway with the Alan Brett. Mayo Gaels, of course, are 3 from 3 in their league, in their group. Scored 6 goals, haven't conceded any, Tomas Morley, and their defence has been very mean in this championship so far.
Yeah, at the moment what it's looking like here is Adam Gallagher is coming back, sort of setting up a little bit of the play. Good interception there.
And Bal look to turn over that ball. Getting forward is Gary McHale. He's held up, so it's going to be an early opportunity for a free. Free taker Colin Murphy will probably have a look at this one. He's in line with the post. He's not happy with the pressure of the ball, and he's requested an alternate one. And the Bal bench Julie supply one. Val Rockning jogs past us, not starting in the game for Bal. If he's called upon, I suppose he'll answer the call if it's given to him. But Colin Murphy, with his trusty left boot, is looking to put this over. As we said, Mayo Gaels' defence has been very tight, conceding 34 points and no goals, and scoring 6 in the process, as Murphy steps up, strikes that well and pops that over the bar for Bal's opening score. 1 point apiece, and we have just coming up to 4 minutes gone for you on Mayo GAA TV in the Egan's Jewelers Intermediate Football Championship quarter final. And Billy, nicely struck there.
Yeah, lovely strike there, but you know, Mayo Gaels lost possession at a vital stage in the middle of the field. A loose pass that can cost you, but that was a well struck free, beautiful free. I thought maybe Flanagan would be coming up to take that. He usually comes up for those long range ones, but that was a brilliant point.
It's taking too long here. Apologies if you're hearing a bit of the agricultural language our mics are picking up for you. It's the heat of championship football at this stage of the year, as Mayo Gaels eventually get us back up and running and into midfield. Coming across, gives it laterally to Tommy Kane driving forward from centre back. He's looking for options ahead of him. He's a player outside him, gonna cross. Coming out to the wing, tight to the wide. Kane goes again. They're looking to switch the ball inside, but there's nobody at the full forward position because Jerry Canavan will come all the way outside the 21. He loses the ball in the contact, and that's turned over again by Balla. Push in the back. Great work there by Balla, by Aaron Walsh, who tracked all the way back, covering, looked like he was tracking back Tommy Kane, and they give up possession as Jerry Flanagan. Pop hand past Colin Murphy, already with a point from a free. Balla back up to the 45 already. Out around from the middle is Conor Walsh. Walsh tries to see what's on, goes laterally to the wing back, gives it to Tomas Reynolds. Reynolds into a plethora of Mayo Gaels defenders, and we can see why they're not conceding many goals. They're defending in numbers, but they just can't turn over the ball as Mayo Gaels keep possession. High ball delivered by Flanagan, looking for the edge of the square. It drops dangerously inside, tapped away by the goalkeeper and the defender, but the umpire there said it was, I'm not sure if he's given a 45 or a wide.
I think it's a wide.
Called a wide. It looked like looked like a bit of a touch at the end by the goalie, but again we're not on the line there.
Yeah, Jack Hart was inside, and Jack Hart has been lively for Ball this year. Looked to try to just get something on it to knock it in towards goal, but just manages to get it out over the line. Kick out to Fintan Canavan. Big unit out there in the middle of midfield. Pops a give and go. Good contest there between himself, but Danny Burke supports him ably. The two subs in from the start, replacing two starters, but again a loose hand pass, and Ball turn over possession again. That's twice now they've been on the attack in the last couple of minutes. Is breaking forward is Gary McHale at pace. McHale gets his heads up, he's looking for support, gets a give and go from Reynolds, gives it back to him, and he's going to have a go from distance, and that's a great finish. Great score for Ball. Turned over in their own defence. Gary McHale made it, and a great finish, Billy.
I think that's about 4 times now the Gaels have turned the ball over. Loose passes, bad passes, and they're costly in a day like today. But that was a great move. It was a fast build up, great support play, coming off the shoulder and kicked from a very difficult angle over the bar.
Interesting to watch the kick-out strategy of Mayo Gaels. They have Liam Hughes out around the middle of the field, and he's been marked sometimes by the sub Aaron Walsh stopping them, but they're trying to create some space here either side of midfield, but now you can see Balla trying to close up that space here in the zonal area. You can see Colin Murphy here trying to close it here. So Mayo Gaels have won most of their balls, but they're actually giving it away then.
And there's a lot of calls here from the Mayo Gaels, the Ball defence. Just Mayo Gaels substitutes bench. We're quite close to the dugouts here, and the Ball bench are calling their players to let them know where the danger is. There's a strong challenge there by Flanagan as the ball eventually got its way into midfield. But he's okay, he's up on his feet. It's 2-1. Ball lead coming up to 8 minutes gone in the Egan Jewelers Intermediate Football Championship. Don't forget, later on tomorrow we have a triple header for you. We have intermediate and senior football as Ball. Great pressure, no support there really for the cornerback Brian Moran, for the wing forward Ronan Commons, who broke forward, and he was faced by two Ball players. He had nowhere to go, and in the end just overcarries the ball. Out winning the ball is Conor Walsh. Walsh infield to Flanagan, gives it back to him. Nice little interchange of hand passes. Good quick hands to Colin Murphy. Ball inside the trying to get ahead there. Touch on the block, couldn't quite shut it down. The ball then it breaks kindly for Mayo Gaels, and Tomas another attack breaks down, and Ball have need to make the most of those chances, particularly playing with that strong breeze.
Yeah, and I think Conor Welch is probably instrumental to their team plan. Like he can drop deep sometimes and get the ball. And again, though, the legs ran out there a little bit in that kick, so they'll need other guys there.
As Mayo Gaels, the ball is played over the top, it goes nowhere, but the referee says there was an off the ball contest. It's going to be a free from about 25 metres out, and the referee Cormac Reap, I think he's just going to make a note of that. No action taken yet. And Billy, it was a bit of the possession was lost, and then they turn over the ball.
A defending there by Ball, and it could be costly. Like now, it's going to be a difficult free. I don't know who's going to take it, but it's a difficult kick into that breeze.
Yeah, it'll be Jerry Canavan, who won the free himself, who'll take it. It's going to be, as Billy said, a difficult one into the breeze. He's going to take it off the ground, try and give it a bit more, keep it to a lower trajectory rather than risk it high on the breeze. Canavan connects and puts it over the bar. It didn't look like it was a clean connection there, Tomas. It seemed to hit it, kind of whip it round rather than give it height.
It looked like he kept it quite low actually, but it looked like he just clipped it at the last minute, but it snuck in over the left crossbar. Again, really interested in the kickouts, trying to create space. It's nice to see sort of things being worked on.
From Flanagan goes long, and there's no contest there. They're able to claim the ball cleanly. Was the centre back Tommy Kane for Mayo Gaels, and he takes the mark and comes across, gives it a lateral pass, and Mayo Gaels look to build from the back. Alan Brett pops it up the line to Liam Hughes. Hughes has a player on the outside. He has Gallagher if he needs him on this right hand side. Gallagher makes the 5-6 yards. He's going to cut across. He comes inside, tries to come in again. Is it over carrying? No, he's dragged to the ground. He's inside the Ball defence. He's going to have a go with his left foot, tries to chip the goalkeeper, puts it over the bar. And you'd have to say the tackling from Ball there, Billy Fitzpatrick, wasn't up to standard.
No, but that was a great individual score. All the skill was there. The dummies, a bit like Cooper, going to kick it, pulls it back 3 times and caught the Ball defence totally and chipped it over the bar. It looked like he was looking for the goal, but
yeah, I think Matty Flanagan was watching the ball anxiously as it went over his head, but it's a point for Mayo Gaels, puts them into the lead, 1 point up after just coming up to 11 minutes gone, as can't quite claim the ball cleanly, and Mayo Gaels have won the last 2 Ball kickouts, and as we said, Flanagan is getting great distance on those kickouts with the breeze. He's hitting the Mayo Gaels 45, but the Ball haven't contested really around that middle, Tomas.
I see Conor Levy has sat back now too. That's going to be a bit of an issue with Mayo Gaels because they're getting as far as the midfield, and then when they look up there isn't much on. Jerry Canavan has been marked quite well, so it is about to this point here now where they don't know really what to do with it, and that's why I think they had to run through the last time, and if they're able to do it like this,
better build an attack here. Fintan Canavan has continued his little give and go. Ball eventually gets its way into the hands of Mally Byrne. They recycle the ball well. Mayo Gaels trying to come across the end line. It's Canavan again. That's a late challenge. The referee says get up. There was nothing in it. The referee seemed to think he was looking for it, but Mayo Gaels continue their attack as Mally Byrne gives it infield to Liam Hughes. Hughes into the middle of a plethora of Ball players, but they eventually get out. The referee says there was a tackle he wasn't happy with. James Jennings draws the foul, and it'll be free from about 50 metres out. But Mayo Gaels seem to be getting the better, Billy, of those Ball backs very easily.
Yeah, they're playing very well out of defence now, out of their half back line right through the middle of the field, and their passing game has really improved. They look very sharp now, where in the first 5 minutes, 10 minutes there was a lot of passes going astray. They've tightened up on that, and they're looking very dangerous.
So they're going to have another opportunity to extend their lead here, and as we mentioned, today is the first of 4 live games for you over this weekend. Tomorrow we have the other quarter final at 12 o'clock in Ballina. We have Kilchimon versus Crossmolina for you on Mayo GAA TV, and then we have the remaining 2 quarter finals for you as Canavan. He's going to give this some leather, and he has, but it's gone to the right and wide. We have the remaining 2 senior Connacht Gold championship matches between Westport and the Neil. The surprise package, the Neil coming up from junior, to get into up from intermediates rather, to take on Westport, who would be classed as probably one of the favourites. And then we have the clash of Ballina and Ahamore as well for you, all from McHale Park. Ball lose another kick out. That's 3 in a row, and that'll be a worry for Ger Butler and his bench, as Ball do turn the ball over though, as 2 players lie injured in the middle of the field. He's going to have a cut from that distance. It's JP Riley with the outside of the right boot. He won the break outside the 45, continued his run forward, and Tomas Morley, he struck that ball right across the ball and curved it in.
Yeah, very good score. I think Mayo Gaels again had that one. In fact, if he didn't go to thump that ball, I think they would have got control over it. But interesting, as I said there with the kickouts, the Mayo Gaels are very much looking for space. Guys running into it where Ball have just thumped the ball out, and as I said, I think that was a Mayo Gaels ball, only for I suppose a bit of a lax of judgment and a sort of a punch, but a very good score by JP Riley. And as I said, 4 points. Or is it 3-all?
It's 3-all at the moment. If 3-3 as
it was the wrong score a few minutes ago.
It's Jerry. Yeah. It's 3-3 now, which is the right score. Just to get a correction there. But Jerry Canavan has struck that ball, that free for Mayo Gaels, put it to the right. But he's a bit of form, as we know. He's a talented soccer player. He represented Ireland. As Ball look, their defence again is getting tested out. Comes Matty Flanagan. He's away from his goal. Canavan has a look to the post. He strikes that left-footed and he puts that one to the left and wide. But Matty Flanagan read that danger from a long way out. But again, Billy, Mayo Gaels are getting in behind that Ball defence.
Yeah, they are. They look dangerous. Like they're moving some great ball right through the field now, and they look very sharp and getting that ball inside. There was a goal chance there, just broke the wrong way at the end. But Flanagan came off his line. But what about those kicks out from Flanagan?
They've eventually won one, and that's well taken in the middle of the field. But as we said, Canavan has form. He represented Ireland against Northern Ireland, and the representatives from Connacht are to follow. We're just waiting to hear, but Jerry Canavan from Manola has been selected in the squad, so it's great news for Jerry. But as we said, Ball defensively they need to tighten up a bit. Tomas, they're playing with the sweeper back there. The sweeper is Conor Dunleavy. He's the corner back, but the Mayo Gaels are pulling an extra player out to the middle of the field to win those breaks, and then they break in numbers. And to be fair, Dunleavy probably should be seeing that danger maybe slightly earlier. Yeah,
well, it's a difficult one for a young lad too, but I think that's the style that Ball needs to do, get that ball into Conor Welch, and he'll either get that free or he'll get a score, like really simple football there, catch, kick it in. But again, the Mayo Gaels style is, if you watch it here now, we'll probably put a crux on them now, but up to now they've won every one of their balls.
They've won every ball out, and we want to say hello to Emma Moran, who's in Vancouver, who's the daughter of Michael Moran, the Ball physio. He sends all his love from the family. Hope you're enjoying tuning in on Mayo GAA TV as Mayo Gaels look to build from the back with Brian Moran on the far side. He's gone 40 metres and nobody's come to meet him. Ball again, he continues his run forward. They have a player free. The wing back then pops it on. Sean Kane inside. Better defending from Ball in numbers, and back there was Jerry Flanagan, the Ball captain, assisted it, but the kick is blocked out, but it does fall kindly for Ball. They're trying to break out of their own defence in the half back, and they decide to come across in field to Holian. So the Ball goal survives again, and Jerry Flanagan slow to get to his feet as a long ball's delivered back up, but the sweeper this side comes across and gives a slight end pass is Danny Burke. He was named as in place of Niall Brett. He's more of a defensive player than Brett, so Mayo Gaels are doing their job at the moment. Strong contest in the middle of the field. Fair challenge, says the referee. 4 points to 3. Ball lead. We have 17 minutes gone. The next time the ball goes dead will probably be the water break, as Mayo Gaels with big Sean Boyle up the line, breaking on, looking for movement inside. He's looking for Jerry Canavan, comes short to the ball, spins his marker. Holding's having a bit of a torrid time in the moment, takes a solo. Canavan, as we said, who represented Manola in the Irish regional squad for the international challenge against Northern Ireland, and he swings that one from Billy from tight over to the first side with his left boot against the breeze.
What an individual score again, Tom. I thought he was overdoing the solo in there and the dummies, but he made the space for himself, and then he took it on with his left boot. Kicks with right, kick with left. It's a quality that good forwards need, and he had it there, and that was a difficult angle when he kicked into the breeze over the bar. Brilliant score.
And Tomas Morley, the concern for Ball will be the ease with which Mayo Gaels are picking off those scores. They've blocked out a couple of attacks in the last few minutes, but it's I'm sure you'll find James Fallon saying to him, run at the Ball defence. We're getting through the lines fairly easy.
Yeah, well, look at even there at Ball. I think Jared Holian was tackling really well there. He pushed Canavan out. It's individual stuff at the moment, I think, and it hasn't opened up yet to some sort of I suppose style. I think what Ball are most worried about at the moment is the kickouts that they're losing them. They're I see Neil Sheridan there trying to set some match up that we're getting wrong here, but when you drop a guy down, it's very hard. Especially they seem to have worked a lot, Mayo Gaels, on kickouts, which is again the modern game is all about that. It's about getting control of the ball. What I will say though about Mayo Gaels is they have, because they've dropped and they are trying to run through the middle, and that's in the first while is why they were getting caught up. Now they're just breaking up a little bit. There's fellas coming off the side. I think Liam Hughes there, they're looking at him at actually getting past it, and then they've got the Canavan in there to actually get that ball too. So that's what's happening at the moment. But as I said, it can be at the moment, Mayo Gaels can be caught up because they're getting good tackling in, and it's individual brilliance like that last score there that's actually getting through.
And Billy, for Ball, Conor Walsh is coming farther out the field. They're leaving inside Aaron Walsh and Jack Hart to try and win ball inside.
You wonder about Conor Walsh coming out, because he's a danger in the danger area. He should be stuck. You play those kind of guys close to goal that can score, and maybe coming out
especially with the breeze, Billy.
Yeah, especially with the breeze.
So as we get ready for the restart with a Ball kick out from the score from Canavan, it's a tight affair, long kick out again, going up for this Hart. That's well taken by Jack Hart.
Very good catch.
Under pressure from two Mayo Gaels players, and there's a player gone down inside. The referee blows his whistle. He's going to go and have a word with his linesman. I think it was Aaron Walsh who was dragged to the ground, or he was knocked off the ball. We were following the flight of the ball, but the umpire...
I'm not sure he's given anything yet, Tom.
No.
I think he's just going in there to see. He didn't see it originally. I think the ball has gone out, and he's looking to see, is it a free now or not? And he's not sure yet either.
He's gone to
he's
get
gone
the
to
football.
Frank on the sideline there.
Yeah. Just to see, as we were following the flight of the ball.
Very
I'm
good,
not sure if
very good catch
replay.
though, I suppose. That's and again, it is that individual stuff that they're luring out that ball, and it looked like it was a.
It is a free.
He's given that free, and he's.
It's
going
to be a 30-metre free, 21-metre free. So obviously something happened as inside. So both the umpire and the linesman's views match up, and the referee, Cormac Reap, gives the free to Ball, tapped over the bar by McHale for his second of the game, and Ball's go into a 1-point lead. And I suppose, just to cap your point, Tomas, a good kick out, won well by Jack Hart, early ball on inside. Alright, it was a foul given inside, but Ball are looking to press more.
And again here, very simple from Mayo Gaels, but they just have an extra guy back there. It's not rocket science. Conor Dunleavy is back there, and this is what. And that's quite harsh, to be honest. Very harsh. But,
you can see I
didn't think he was doing anything wrong there, Tom.
It was a. Let's just say it may have been half a step too many for Cormac Reap, and Balla going to leave this for Matty Flanagan to come up. And as you mentioned already, Billy, this is his range of operations from this kind of area.
For those ones, I think, Tom.
As much as he is for coming out the field anyway. But to be fair, Balla have started this water break, and it's something we mentioned last week, Tomas, when we were in Ballina. The water breaks seem to have a momentum changer.
Yeah, there's a lot of people talking about that now, and I think it's just that minute or two to get somebody to say something. We saw last week that Bernie Conlon got a G up, I suppose if you want to call it that way, and they came out and they didn't, they had scored 1-2 before Kilchma had sort of woken up. This is a hard shot. The wind is swirly now. It's changed a little bit again. I wouldn't say
it's not easy by any matter. He makes a good connection, but he's pulled that to the left and wide.
That's a very hard kick from this side, actually.
It's 55 metres, Billy, into a breeze that's coming across at him.
Just needed maybe 10 yards to the far side of that post to swing in, but
as we said,
never far out with those ones.
No, he's not. In fairness to him, so the kick-out strategy now, there's seems to be Mayo Gaels have decided to push up tight this time.
Coming into it here, you see.
Yeah, makes the run all the way from
really
James
impressive,
Jennings.
really.
Yeah, and it's good strategy.
Paul Mangan's kicks out are absolutely.
Yeah, they've been almost pinpoint accuracy.
Yeah.
So it's Mayo Gaels who are happy enough to go short with their kickouts into that breeze and play the ball across the lines and then drive forward in numbers, looking to play little pop passes, give and goes. Good win out in front by Gallagher, continuing his run on. That's a great piece of ball inside to Ronan Commons. Commons dispossessed by Jack Hart, who's had a good influence since the restart here. Blocked down by Gallagher, got up off his feet after losing possession and tried to win it back for Mayo Gaels, but Ball win the ball, keep possession, keep cool heads as Reynolds goes into midfield. Outside, strong challenge there on JP Riley as he gets a ball pop pass. Barry Duffy up the line, played into the corner in towards Aaron Walsh. Trying to beat his man. The ball solo a little bit high. Mayo Gaels defender was able to turn it over, but Jerry Flanagan, as we mentioned, Newshound extraordinaire for the Mayo Mules is fouled, and the referee says it's going to be another free. I think they'll leave this one probably to Colin Murphy. He took one, his first score, from a similar angle, Billy, and
it certainly suits him, and he could have the distance from there, but I think the Mayo Gaels sideline over there wasn't too happy with 2 late tackles going in, and they just got away with it.
So it's going to be another free for Colin Murphy to try and bring another bit of distance between themselves and Mayo Gaels. Strikes it high. It's a strange style he has, but that's over the bar. His third, 3 frees, and not a bad kick to Moss Morley.
Yeah, it doesn't look that
the replay's there
that way. He does put it up really, and his leg goes up really high. It's like a chip up over it. But look, they'll be happy with that. But again, that breeze is more than a 2-point breeze, and I think they're happy enough maybe to give up the kickouts and try and dispossess around the middle of the field.
The Mayo minor Rory Kane has come onto the field. Alan Brett has been withdrawn, and Rory Kane, he played a full game in the minor A South Mayo group game last night in Mayo Abbey, and he's on the field now. He's replaced Alan Brett as Mayo Gaels look to build for another attack, trying to find the gaps in this Mayo Gaels defence. As we said, Conor Dunleavy is the spare player back there at the moment. He's trying to marshal Jerry Canavan with Gerard Holian. Mayo Gaels give it to Kane. Talented footballer, Tomas, you know him very well.
Yeah, he'll take them on if he gets a bit of space at all.
Gives it back to Fintan Canavan. Hand pass slipped inside back to Rory Kane. Holds the ball up well, looking for help. Out around on the loop comes Gallagher. Infield now to Canavan, back to Gallagher. Kept his run going. Nice interchange of play, trying to work the angle for Jerry Canavan. Simple football. When it's done effectively, Billy Fitzpatrick, it's a joy to watch.
Yeah, we've heard an awful lot about this guy in the last few weeks, and he's proven it out there today. That was an impossible one. Back over the shoulder. Of course, the goalposts don't move, and that's the sign of a very good forward. He just let it up in the air and over the bar.
So 5 points to 6. Mayo Gaels get that deficit down as Flanagan's kick out goes distance again. Contested well, but broken and won by Patrick McLaughlin. He hasn't really been involved in the game, but he releases Conor Walsh inside. If he's a runner, if he slips it to him, if he slips it to Gary McHale, there was a goal opportunity there, but it's recycled back out to McLaughlin. He's going to have a go with his right boot as he slips. Great score by Patrick McLaughlin. Won the break himself, played a little pass inside to Conor Walsh, as we mentioned, Billy, a focal point of the attack. Yeah. When you have a man like that, and you can see from the replay, it's a good score.
Said there a while ago, you make use of the breeze when you have it, and Conor Walsh is the man to play in there and keep him close to that goal and put the ball into him.
Another soft kick out, easily taken for Mayo Gaels, and driving forward again. Mayo Gaels looking to get yardage on it and carry the ball on the breeze. James Jennings, the centre forward, and tears through 2 challenges. Gets soft, not even a difficult challenge on Morrissey, but he gets inside. He's going to have a cut himself from distance, and that's gone to the right and left and wide. But there's a Ball player down on the 45. Can't see quite who it is. Not sure what happened, but he's
I don't think it's anything that well, again, we don't know, but it doesn't look like it was anything off the ball. Again, I see Ball frustrated at the kick out, but it's, again, I don't know why, because they're dropping Conor Dunleavy back when you've got a goalkeeper that's able to ping them like Paul Mannion is. You can't cover that distance, and you can't cover we'll say the extra man when you've got a guy sitting back.
But once they can see the ball in that position, the full back line, you're reliant then on your half forward line to press higher. Definitely,
then. But it does tell you that they're very worried about Jerry Canavan.
Like Paul Mannion has 100%
success rate.
Success rate. Yeah. Brilliant.
Yeah. Just have a look there and see. I think it's the wing back Thomas Reynolds who might have rolled his ankle slightly as he was going for a ball. But to go back to your point, Tomas, it's a tactic. Obviously they've adapted this tactic purely because they're playing against that strong breeze, but also it's obviously something that they've worked very well on.
Yeah, well, see, this is all because Ball have dropped someone with the breeze, and so it's not that Mayo Gaels, but even at the start of this, they were able to actually get space. The kickouts from Ball, you see, are very much 50-50 because they are just being lumped out, whereas Mayo Gaels haven't done that.
No. As that kick out goes the way of Ball, as 2 Ball players collided, and no name on the ball, and Mayo Gaels are looking to build. get another score on the board if they can get that, as Gallagher is pulled to the ground by Reynolds. He's nothing really in it, and it's going to be a free on the 45.
Well, what it seems like for Mayo Gaels is that Mayo Gaels get it in maybe 30 yards. Some guy just gets it, the receiver gets it, and someone like Canavan or Gallagher comes on the loop off him, and both of them are ballers, and you know they're going to be able to actually take them scores from that distance.
Yeah, and Liam Hughes is a very exciting player there at number 7. He's making some great runs up the field.
So Canavan eyeing this one up. It's 45 metres. He's connected well, but I think that's just leaked to the left and wide. So it's still a 2-point game, and you'd be thinking, Tomas and Billy, that the breeze has to be worth at least maybe 5-6 points.
Yeah, it's hard. I don't know about that anymore. Like it's all. I think it's more in what the legs are like in the last 10 minutes.
Confused about the breeze anymore.
Well, especially if you're playing up the hill, Billy, in the second half, it's not exactly easy to do, as we know. As that kick out that time is should have been Ball's, but they can contrive to lose it in the middle of the field. And Tommy Kane, who has been pushing Mayo Gaels forward from 6 out to Commons, cuts inside Flanagan back into James Jennings. He's trying to get away, but Canavan is out to win his own ball. He's caught, advantage being played. The Ball defender seemed to stop because they were waiting for a whistle to come. Canavan got a shot away. It came very short, but the referee was playing an advantage. It's almost like the Ball player stopped there.
Good refereeing, and if he had actually done a little spurt after that, he was through. He stopped himself when he saw the hand up.
The Ball defence had kind of
switched
stopped playing, so he had a chance to get in there. But
so it's going to be another free for Mayo Gaels. It's closer to goal for this one, and it's been close in frees. I think is it James Jennings who usually has a go of these, and it is indeed Jennings who has the ball.
I know I'm on about the kickouts a lot, but if the current trend continues on to the second half, Balla are going to be in trouble, because you can't shift that so much possession and expect to win.
So it's going to be Jennings whipping it round on his left boot. Has he brought it back enough? He has. That's a good strike, good technique, and that cuts the deficit to 1. And it's a 1-point game, Billy.
Yeah, beautiful strike there by James. You know, we've been watching him at colleges level and underage level down through the years, knocking those over at his ease. And yeah, it was just a brilliant score there. And they're just keeping in touch with Ball at the moment. And they'll be happy enough if they stay a point down at half time.
Ball trying to work their own advantage here. The ball kept in well there by Aaron Walsh. And cutting across is Jerry Flanagan, being held up by robust Mayo Gaels defending, and they shut down that attack and look to launch their own. As Flanagan tried to come in along the sideline, he was met by 3 blue and gold shorts, but that passes goes a bit low to hand, and dangerous times there in the Mayo Gaels defence as Rory Kane is up into midfield, trying to get away from JP Riley. Youth versus experience, and I think JP was having none of it, and he says that's as far as you're going.
They have great pace coming out of defence, Mayo Gaels. That's the difference, I think, in the two sides, is the pace of that half back line coming into the midfield and putting pressure on Ball there. As
Ball try to just shut down Shopwave into injury time, whatever the referee is allowing. We're up to 30 seconds. It's a 1-point game as it stands, and Mayo Gaels want to get in on parity as that pass is blocked down, and Ball look to launch a counter-attack, carrying forward with pace and power. It's Barry Duffy, but that was a loose pass, and Kevin Lynch, the Mayo Gaels captain, is able to recycle the ball as it goes all the way back to the goalkeeper, Paul Mannion. Kane on the far side. Look, Mayo Gaels into midfield. The referee says that was overcarried, kind of borderline again, like the one that Ball got
very
pulled
borderline.
Well.
He was getting a pull back as well. He had to shake off that bit of a foul, and I thought he should have got.
I don't think JP Riley was expecting the pass back to him as 2 Mayo Gaels players converged on him, and they're going to call up Matthew Flanagan again to take this one from a similar distance on the near side one he had, that he went slightly to the left. This for the right footer might suit him slightly better.
I think Murphy would be capable of hitting that. You know, the way he's
struck very good scores
with his left foot. Yeah, but
it's been a tale of frees really, Tomas. It's You've got Canavan hitting a few frees. You've got Colin Murphy's hit 3 very good frees. If the foul count continues, the free takers are having a field day.
Yeah, again a difficult one for Flanagan here. A lot of their scores are from frees, and you know
that's going to drop short around the edge of the square, and it's knocked down by the goalkeeper from the hands of Kevin Lynch, the captain. But the referee says there was a foul. He blows his whistle for half time, and we have Mayo Gaels 1 point behind by Balla. It's going to be an intriguing second half, Billy Fitz. Just quickly, what's your impressions been of the way that the game has gone?
Well, I think the Gaels will be quite happy, but again, as Tomas said, and we've said, the breeze doesn't win those games for you. Some teams play a lot better into the wind, and we've seen that in several games, so it's all to play for yet. I don't think Balla will be panicking anyway, but Mayo Gaels will be happy.
Mayo Gaels will be the happier of the two, Tomas.
Yeah, I concur with that. I think you know, as I said, there are a lot of frees. It's not open play for Balla, and they had the breeze, and they have a guy in their talisman like Conor Welch that can get a lot of ball. Just think, I go back to the kickouts again. I think they got a good few. They got maybe 3 or 4, but they were all contested. There was nothing easy for them. Dropping a guy back, which maybe again they might do in the second half. I'm not sure, can they afford to do that? If the same thing happens, they're going to be in trouble.
Okay, that's Tomas and Billy. We're just going to go for an ad break, and don't forget to rejoin us. Put the kettle on. It's going to be an intriguing second half.
Chamber of Commerce, we've been operating for nearly 60 years. Our ethos is to be in business for businesses, and we are all about the town for Ballina, for North Mayo, for the county as well.
It's about the area, it's about what they can do when they get here and if they're safe. And we'll have the same great hospitality that we've always had, the great food, the great custom, because that's what hospitality is.
Lately there we just said to ourselves, look, we're going to start doing takeaways. The famous 5, as we call them. You know, the famous 5. What are the most popular dishes to use? It's surviving for us. It's working great.
I suppose my role is to try and raise the profile of the area to people outside the area and encourage them to come here on holidays. So I suppose over the last 4 or 5 years we've really been building to get to that point where we can start to put ourselves on the map a little bit more.
If you'd like more information, all you have to do is visit ballina.ie.
Well, our information centre here at Mayo Mental Health Association, we provide a confidential signposting service for persons in the community experiencing mental health difficulties, or if they require advice for members of their family, and we can do that through our directory of services. So please visit our website mayomha.ie and Facebook and check it out and stay tuned in to all news feeds and exciting things our association is involved in.
Mayo Mental Health Association was founded in 1970 at a time when St Mary's Hospital in Castlebar was home to some 1,000 inpatients. Much of the public perception of the mentally ill at that time was of persons to be feared and mistrusted. The doors of our new information centre in the centre of Castlebar are always open as we engage with the public through our social housing, volunteering and schools educational programmes. Thankfully, there now appears to be a greater appreciation of the need for all of us to focus on the importance of maintaining a mentally healthy lifestyle. And I'm delighted to say that Mayo Mental Health Association is the vital link that facilitates this.
Local businesses have been there for Westport GAA when we've needed them.
Whether it's helping with fundraising,
sponsoring gear or jerseys for our teams,
providing prizes for raffles and quizzes,
or employing club members locally so we can stay, play and enjoy our games.
We are incredibly grateful for all the support we have received.
Now more than ever, local businesses need our support to get back on their feet.
That's why we're asking you to shop local and support our local businesses.
Shop local.
Shop local.
Shop local.
Shop local.
Shop local. Shop local.
Shop local.
Shop local.
Welcome back to Claremorris. We'll just bring you up to date a few other scores in the Mayo Junior Championship quarter-final. Shrewga and Clarab 1 points, Killala 1-4. In the senior relegation playoff, after 10 minutes, Garrymore 1-4, Bohola Moy Davits 1 point. In the other relegation playoff, Ballyhaunis lead Island 3 points to no score. And we had one other one, Shrewga and Corrib 1 point, Killala 1-3. Hollymount, Claremore and Bunnyconlon are 3 points to 2 in the quarter final of the Connacht Goal of the Egan Jewelers Intermediate Championship. And Billy, bringing us back here as the players make their way back out onto the field. We were talking there about the strength and depth of the squads that both teams have, but Mayo Gaels have a bit of youth, as Tomas alluded to. Balla are a young team, but they're the younger players for Mayo Gaels could have an impact here.
They could, yeah. You're looking at the subs there. You have Ethan Henry there. He was a brilliant Mayo minor over the last couple of years. You have John Gallagher, Luke Gallagher. You know, you have a lot of good players there on the subs bench. Killian Golden, I suppose, stands out on the Ball side, but you'd have to think that Mayo Gaels probably have more
depth in the
players that will make a difference coming in, you know.
We'll just have a check for you, see if there's any changes. We're just waiting for Ball to rejoin us, and they're jogging onto the pitch now. And Tomas, Freeze have probably kept Ball in touch ahead, to be fair. And Mayo Gaels, as you said, if they can defend and break the way that they're going, Ball are going to find it difficult in the second half.
Yeah, as you could see a completely different tactics here now in the second half with Mayo Gaels. If I don't think, again, it's hard to know whether Balla will drop someone again. You would think with the Breeze they would have done that, but against the Breeze they did it. So it could happen. We'll watch as it happens now.
We're just waiting for the start. Cormac Reed blows his whistle and we're back underway in the Egan Jewelers Intermediate Quarter Final. Live view Mayo GAA TV from Claremorris GAA Club, and Mayo Gaels are straight away onto the early ball delivered inside, looking for Jerry Canavan. Trying to get inside his man. It's Canavan 1-on-1. He has a shot. Brilliant save from Matty Flanagan. Canavan showed his quality there, showing a clean pair of heels to Gerard Holian, and Flanagan to the rescue for Ball.
Yeah, great ball from James Jennings. He looked up there, 50-yard boot pass into the space there, and that's what, you know, good forwards need. They need that kind of ball in, and Canavan needed that. And then all of a sudden he put down the boot, took on his man, and let fly. But you know, Flanagan is a good keeper.
It's a shot. Tomonti just opened his body up to try and shoot it, and Flanagan stayed big and strong.
Yeah, great save. I'd say if he had more time, he would have come back in maybe and had a shot, but it was right. But we'll see here now.
45 going to be taken by Canavan. He's going to have the breeze behind him, or what breeze there is. As if you look at the flags, it's kind of coming across the pitch now. It's changed again. that kind of low connection style to most doesn't give it air, but kind of almost slices the ball in.
Yeah, he hit that one too hard, really, and there was no follow through in it in his leg. Interesting now to see these kickouts.
With the way the breeze is blowing, Tom, you need to put it well to the far side of the post.
Ball decide to chip it out short, gives it to the cornerback Brian Moran, and they're mirroring what Mayo Gaels did in the first half, playing up the hill, and it gives it to Hart. Hart is going right at the heart of the Mayo Gaels defence, comes inside, and the referee says he overcarried, he tried, and then he's hit. The referee wants the free taken from the right place. Hart looks around and said he was knocked off the ball by Sean Boyle, but
he's quite big on over travelling. I've seen it in a championship match earlier on the year. There was about 7 or 8 of them, and I think some of them are dubious. That one wasn't, but some refs just have their thing.
And so they all have their little idiosyncrasies, and Cormac Reeps has been very tight on the step count, even to this half, 3/4 mark. So Mayo Gaels 1 point down, give the ball away, intercepted by Ball, looking to come again. Patrick McLaughlin, he's already got a point already, gives it over to Gary McHale. McHale switches it infield, little interplay of passing between Ball around the edge of the Mayo Gaels defence, trying to create an angle, create a scoring opportunity. There's a player free this side. Conor Walsh had come all the way out. Walsh is going to have a go. He cuts across the line of the ball beautifully. Conor Walsh puts Ball 2 points up, and on the replay we'll see it here, when he strikes the ball, he just cuts across it, and it's straight over the back.
Beautiful score, and Mayo Gaels had dropped too deep, and they were all inside there, and they didn't see 2 guys out here. Beautiful score though.
Yeah, bad free there by 2 Ball, man, and they just made use of it. But again, a great bit of individual play. We have seen it from Canavan, we have seen it from Adam Gallagher, we've seen it from Ronan Walsh. Brilliant individual play.
Bonnie Conlon 3 points. Hollyman Claremore now 1-3, as Mayo Gaels look to answer back straight away with James Jennings. He's looking for movement inside, shifts a little hand pass outside. I don't think he was expecting the ball, but he's broken the attack. There's a drag down here now. This could be dangerous. We've seen them in previous matches where the player is dragged down if both players hit the ground. We have seen black cards given for those as the referee goes to consult his linesman. As we'll have a quick look here,
it could be a black.
Could be.
Sometimes when the sideline man comes in, it's to say that.
We see the replay here in slow motion. He pulls his right.
No,
this is ball. Oh, this is after it. Yeah, here it comes now. It'll be coming up for it. So it's foot tackle. It's a black card. He's given it to him. So the 10 minutes will start when he crosses the line. And that's a huge loss for using Sean Morrissey. So it's going to be a 21 metre free, and Mayo Gaels can answer straight away back that point from Ball, the opening score of the second half. Good connection. He's happy with it by the look of it. The umpires are happy, and that's over the bar. A great score by Jennings, and Ball going to play the next 10 minutes, Billy, with 14 players.
Hawkeye here, wouldn't you, Tom? Those kicks going
they're a bit high
into the clouds. Yeah.
So Ball we're going to see now how they match up tomorrow. We're watching the kickouts eagerly there. They're going to have the free player. It looks like the free player they're going to utilise is maybe Rory Kane in the middle of the field, because he's out here all on his own in the middle. As Flanagan hits this one out towards midfield, out towards Fintan Canavan. Evades both. Mayo Gaels are going to run the ball now. You feel they're going to, with the counter-attack speed, the Ball defence are going to have to work overtime in the next 10 minutes or so and try not concede too many scores. But that's great work by Jack Hart, tracking back and tackling. James Jennings picks up the loose ball. Ball still going forward. Adam Gallagher is making a sprint down the middle if they can find him, but it's popped outside by Liam Hughes. Mayo Gaels, Jennings again, working across infield, gives it across to Ethan Henry, who's on the field. Ethan Henry played again last night in the South Mayo A minor group game against Ballinrobe and Mayo Abbey last night, and he's out here again as Gallagher takes the ball around on the loop, but he's didn't make a great connection on that one, to be fair, but patient build up to Moss by Mayo Gaels.
Yeah, and I think some guys are coming into it. Liam Hughes is coming into it. Adam Gallagher there again on the loop, came around unsuccessful with that shot, but again there's no excuse for Mayo Gaels not getting that kick out with the extra man, etc. But they seem to have dropped a little bit into midfield as well.
At the water break in the relegation senior playoff, it's Gary Moore 1-4, Moy Davits 1 point, and in the junior championship at the water break, it's Shrewg and Corrib 4, Killala 1-4, as Balla are finding it difficult now to try and get out of their own half, as Jack Hart plays a ball up the line, but he's kicked possession away, and the extra man back there is going to make all the difference for Mayo Gaels when they're playing way back and helping out is Jerry Canavan, almost a centre half back, as Gallagher shifts it over to Jennings. Jennings is just going to try and get away from his marker, get away from Patrick McLaughlin. He's going to have it cut at that one, and it's over the bar. Nice little shot with his left foot. Jennings gets a score, third of the game. Good finish.
Yeah, very smart move there from the Gaels. Went 2, 3, 4 players, but they didn't delay the passes. They laid it on fast, got the ball to the man in the best position. That was James Jennings. He's very good on his left peg, over the bar.
Good score. It's a tied game here now in Claremorris in the Egan's Jewelers Intermediate Championship quarter final, and great pick up on the run by Conor Dunleavy inside. He's being chased down by Ronan Commons, and that's going to be a free for Ball. Great work by Conor Dunleavy, Tomas Morley, winning the ball on the break and just running the ball into the danger territory.
Yeah, and he's a good lad like that too. We had him at half back with the minors, and he scored some great points going forward. I remember in Castlebar especially. So yeah, look, again, it's down to the individual sort of displays, like that sort of a run like that and a foul. There's not too much coordinated stuff in the Ball game plan at the moment, more so in the Mayo Gaels, but again they'll be happy enough just to keep it like this,
keep it in touch and distance. And Billy Fitzpatrick, it's the frees, as we mentioned already, the Ball have made the most of in these opportunities.
Yeah, and Colin Murphy won miss from there with his left boot. It was a great run from the back by Conor Dunleavy. Those are the kind of runs that makes a big difference in a game. When a team are struggling, the individuals, as Tom says, the individual players like that like Liam Hughes on the other side, and Dunleavy, he made 60 yards of a run there, right into the heart of the Mayo Gaels defence.
So there's a little bit of concern here. He seems to be he hasn't moved in a while, so we'll just make sure he's okay. So while we have a quick break in play, we'll just give you a few of the other scores. At the water break, Ballyhonus 3, Island no score. We have Ballyhonus, it's restarted there. It's 4 points to no score, Ballyhonus and Island in the first half. Bahola Moy Davits is 2 points, Gary Moore now 1-4. We have Hollymount Carramore 1-3, Bunnyconlon 5. That's a close affair there now, Hollymount Carramore and Bunnyconlon. And as predicted by Billy, Colin Murphy pops that over. But Bunnyconlon, Tomas Murray, the surprise package of the intermediate football this year, and it's only a point in it, 1-3 to 5 there between those two.
Yeah, look I was impressed with them the last day. They had a few different guys on from the game before that, so they were trying out a few things. So yeah, they could be one dark horses.
So Mayo Gaels find themselves a point down, but a man to the good as a quick slick hand pass inside. It's Danny Burke trying to work something. There's a Ball defensor back. The referee is saying play on. Canavan's coming out again, using his balling skills as he pays a little ball, bypasses 6 Ball defenders, winning it out in front, but it's lost in the contact. As the great work there by the Ball defence. Back there helping out is Barry Duffy, and he gets them away with Jack Hart. He's inside the 45. He's all on his own. There's 5 Mayo Gaels players around him. There was no need to foul him. He was going nowhere. He had no support, and another free is conceded.
Yeah, I think the foul at the other end of the field was much the same there. I thought maybe Mayo Gaels should have got a free in, but that's a kickable free, I suppose, from Matthew Flanagan coming up to take it.
And there's a black card in the game between Hollymount Carramore and Bunnyconlon. It's 1-3 to 6. It's a tie game, and the black card has gone the way of Hollymount Carramore, so they'll be playing with 14 for 10 minutes. And the black card here should be not far away from being run over.
Jack Hart's playing really well there in the Ball forward line. He came out to the half. He's into the corner, but he came out in the half in the first half. But he's playing quite well.
Flanagan doesn't make good connection. He knew in the moment he hit it wasn't going anywhere. There's 3 minutes more for Ball to get through before the black card is reversed, and Billy, that was just not...
Got a bit of a cheer there from the Mayo Gaels lads behind him there.
To be fair, as you said, Tomas, Jack Hart is ploughing a lonely furrow up there at times. He's getting the ball and he's working inside and he's carrying the ball 30-40 metres, and because of the way that the Mayo Gaels defence is set up, he's swarmed around like bees around a honeypot. As Mayo Gaels back to the goalkeeper, Paul Mannion. They're still a Balla persevered with the sweeper. They're looking heads up now play. Apologies for the agricultural language again. It's as we said, our mics are quite close to the pitch side here, so we apologise for that. As Mayo Gaels, Canavan looking for a little bit of movement ahead. Liam Hughes, Jack Hart trying to get inside him as Rory Kane gives him goals. Coming around again is Ronan Commons. Commons trying to get through a 3 or 4 Ball attacks, and he's over carried the ball. Soft, I suppose, is what you'd say. It was good to. You'd have to say it was. It was a soft one to get by.
I think when a player is pulled and dragged and he goes to the ground, I think he deserves a free. But look at it, went Ball's way there, and he's kind of a few decisions there now that have gone Ball's way.
They have indeed, and Ballyhonus seem to have it all their own way in the relegation playoff. They're 6 points to 1 up now in the first half, as there's another free given. The referee says the ball was touched on the ground. Balla trying to get hold of the ball. It's not being released. Cormac Reef says no thank you, and we'll just take the ball and we'll get up. And there's a couple of here Canavan is slow to get up, but Balla just getting on with the game, and Conor Walsh plays a good ball inside into Holian back to Flanagan, the captain, getting Ball forward. Colin Murphy comes across on his left boot. That's just dropped short into the Ball bench. Were willing it over the bars, but Paul Mannion watched it all the way, and then there's a good bit of distribution by Mayo Gaels to launch an attack of their own. Gallagher's been held up by Hart. He's getting through a mountain of work on that far side. He's covering back, he's tackling when he has to. Not a great ball inside. A call for another free. Another player is thrown to the ground as Mayo Gaels recycle the ball. It comes to James Jennings. He's had a cut at that one from out on the far side, and that is probably the score so far.
Yeah, we've got, they've got some great scores. Both sides have got some great point scoring there. That was a brilliant point from way out near the sideline by James Jennings.
Ball, good kick out, one well, taken easily there by Colin Murphy. Lays it off to Gary McHale, but again trying to find a target in a Ball jersey. He's decided to go all on his own. He's had a shot at that one, but he's pushed that to the right and wide from a good build-up play to Moss.
Yeah, we said at the start, I suppose before we even came on air, it's going to be very hard to pick between these two, and it's going to be a few mistakes and it's going to be a few turnovers that are going to cost both teams. A great kick out there from Flanagan, right into the path, and we have a Mayo Gaels. Tommy Kane is down.
Yeah, it's in the senior relegation playoff. Gary Moore 1-6, Moydavits 4. Moydavits are mounting a bit of a comeback there, but 9 points apiece. Billy Fitzpatrick halfway through the second half. It's still anybody's game.
Yeah, we could be talking about that extra time yet, I think, Tom.
For those of you that aren't aware, if it's level after normal time, we go to 10 minutes of extra time. If that's level, we go to 5 penalties. If we're level after the 5 penalties, it goes to sudden death. Or as we might be here till darkness, but we'll persevere. As Kevin Lynch, the Mayo Gaels captain, pushing them forward again inside the Ball 45. Too easy to get between the two players, and back there helping out is Colin Murphy and Gary McHale, but keeps possession of the ball. He's going to have a kick from distance. That is a monster score. Absolutely brilliant score from Ethan Henry, the Mayo minor. He had 2 contacts coming towards him and he just booms it over the bar.
He's very good at that, and he did a lot of them last year for us. Again, the water break probably. What I'll say about this game is there's no real it's ebbing and flowing. No one's really taking command of it. And this last 15 minutes now, it depends on who takes this water break and says, right, we're going to take this by the scruff of the neck.
So Mayo Gaels are 1 point into the lead, and Billy, they haven't been ahead for a good while in this game. They've got their noses in front now.
Yep.
They need to. The black card has been is finished, so it's 15 back on 15.
Yeah, it's a vital stage of the game now, I suppose. As Tomas said, there are 15 minutes to go. A lot can happen now in this 15 minutes, but as Micheál here used to say, is there a goal in this game yet?
Well, we said already that the Mayo
Gaels, if there is, it'll be a big score. One of those teams can get a goal that could decide the game. But as it's going point for point, it's very hard to separate those teams at the moment.
Mayo Gaels haven't conceded a goal in Championship yet, but Tomas, Balla, they've conceded 3, but they've scored 4. So, they're, as Billy said, a goal at any point in this game could be a massive turning point.
You'd have to say that it'd be the determining score, but neither team have opened up. And if you look at what Balla are doing here, they're really they're closing up all the area from we'll say just from midfield back to the 30-yard line. They're really closing up that area. If you look at it, Ethan Henry shot there was 2 guys coming on him, individual score again. So they're closing up that area where it's a bit more open in the Mayo Gaels defence, but they're putting in big tackles and turning things over.
So
it's a day for long range points, Tom. With that little bit of a breeze, if you can have the confidence to hit it from 50 yards, those are the kind of scores that will win the game.
It could come down to that if, as the teams make their way back onto the field, the last instructions given by the respective benches. I'm sure Gerard Butler and James Fallon have had a couple of things to say to their teams just to get the focus back as Matthew Flanagan gets us going again here in Claremorris Live view Mayo GAA TV. The Egan's Jewelers Intermediate Championship, ball broken well and won by Tommy Kane. He has a runner ahead of him, pops it off as Mayo Gaels are driving forward. Ethan Henry, big strong minor, and we've got that brilliant score there just before the water break, and Mayo Gaels are going to encamp themselves in the Balla half. Everybody bar 2 for Balla are back trying to defend, and out there dictating things is James Jennings. He's been the star player so far for Mayo Gaels. He's moved the ball around, but the referee again pulls there. Rory Kane, this time the victim of the over-carrying rule, Tomas, and a right shake of the head there.
I don't know. There's a little bit, but once the actual ref becomes part of the actual game, that's when I have the problem with it. Like, there's nothing there, to
Tommy Kane has gone down again. He was down before the water break, and I know there was a little bit of concern for him then. So the physio comes out.
He just went down on the ankle just when he came over. He made a great run across the field to actually disrupt that kick out and to win possession.
He's actually gone to the sideline. Yeah. So while there's a break and play, we're just bringing up to date on the 30-minute marking. It's Gary Moore 1-7, Moydavits 4, Ballyhonus 9, Islanady 1, Hollymount Claremore 1-5, Bonnyconnell 8 into first half injury time. Hollymount Claremore, who would many had tipped as favourites for the Intermediate Football Championship, Bonnyconnell are doing a great job over there at the moment as we're back underway, and we're just going to see who comes on for Tommy Kane. He's been helped to the sideline. I'm not sure if he's intended to come back on, but Ball on the attack, ball up to the corner, going one way then the other. Conor Walsh, that's a big hit by Jerry Canavan, and that was a big hit on Conor Walsh. The two 14s coming together. We'll see if we have it on the replay.
I have to say that was high, and it was towards the face.
You just see it here. The ball is played over the top. Conor Walsh comes inside. Canavan lines him up, and you'd have to say
that's frontal.
That's a red. If
it's a red. It's a red straight away. If you know,
it's we'll see it again here.
He looks okay.
He's up. He's
moving.
But as you can see here, he cuts inside Conor Walsh. He sidesteps the defender, and Canavan. He had him.
He turned
broadside, and he knew what he was doing. You'd have to say
that's a red card.
It looks
wait
like
here
it,
and see what there. He's okay. He was. It was given the game that Jerry Canavan has had for Mayo Gaels, Billy, you'd have to be disappointed if
it's just something you don't do. Like it's those kind of things that cost teams games big time, you know.
And
you have to have the kind of discipline not to do those kind of things, because you're going to cost the rest of your teammates. And that's what could happen.
He tried to go as far away as possible, and he's come down to his own half of the field. He's making the slow walk back towards Cormac Reek, the referee, and you'd have to be thinking the worst, because Conor Walsh is just up to his feet now. The referee, the place has gone quiet. It's almost like when a rugby player is taking a kick. It's a straight red. It had to be given, and Tomas, that's going to prove awful costly, considering he's their go-to back.
Yeah, look at, I suppose it's the fact that it was to the front and it was high. You know, I don't think the ref had any decision to make there.
It was a straightforward enough decision, and there was nothing that could be done. So there's a bit of a discussion going here on the sideline between the Ball dugout as to how they're going to readjust. So you'd have to be thinking, Billy, that they're going to try and push on from here and try and make that extra man count.
Huge loss, but we have seen 14 men win games, Tom, and it could push the rest of the Gaels lads on now to that's a bad miss by Colin Murphy.
So Colin Murphy has got 3 good frees for Ball already, but Ball will be buoyed by the fact that they're going to see out the rest of this game, the next 10 minutes plus whatever the referee's going to allow. Going to see out the rest of this game with 14 men. Mayo Gaels lead by 1 point. The Intermediate Football Championship semi-final is what's on offer to the winners, as a good run by James Jennings. Mannion finds him. His accuracy has been found back as Ball tackling hard there by Patrick McLaughlin, but Jennings holds on to the ball in the contact, and he's going to take the free for himself. There's too long, a lot of calls, gives it to Ethan Henry. Ethan looking to a bit of support, gets it in the shape of Denny Burke with a long ball forward, but back there is Conor Dunleavy to do his job. Flicks it away from Liam Hughes, but it breaks kindly for Mayo Gaels. Referee says it's a foul. There was 4 Ball shirts over there. No need to give the foul away, but the referee says there's a substitute, is the indication the referee is making as well. We're going to have another change for Mayo Gaels. Balla looking for some changes again.
I'm not sure they really know what's needed now at the moment, but it's a difficult one. There's 21 minutes gone with a bit of extra time there. This is a big kick. I think if Mayo Gaels went 2 ahead, Ball might have to try and push it a little bit more.
Alan Brennan is the player to come on to take the place of Ronan Cummins in the Mayo Gaels team. Matty Flanagan is going to pick him up, and the referee is just having another chat with his linesman. Not entirely sure what that's about, but we've 22 minutes gone here. Live view from Claremorris GAA Club. 10 points Mayo Gaels, 9 points Ball. This to give Balla a 2-point, Mayo Gaels a 2-point cushion. James Jennings, he's about 10 metres in from the sideline. He's about 30 metres if it was straight, but it's going to be longer than that given the angle he's on, and that was watched very closely by Flanagan, and it's gone to the left and wide.
Good effort. He was very, very close.
He was indeed very close. As the half times and the 4 o'clock games have gone off, we'll give you a couple of the scores when we get the next break in play, but another kick out claimed by Ball as they come forward. And don't forget, tomorrow, live view on Mayo GAA TV, we have the other intermediate quarter final as Ball are on the attack again. McLaughlin, good tackle there from Rory Keane. Ball have turned it over. There's a goal chance here. It's inside, left footed. That was what we said could happen here. It's a goal out of a turnover. It was almost a turnover for turnover as Val Rockney makes his way onto the field now for Ball, as well as Rian O'Connor. But Tomas Morley will see the replay. It was
just a mistake. Mayo Gaels had the actual had the ball, and a sort of a loose hand pass. You just watch it again here. They had it and they passed it back.
Yeah, and a good finish by Gary McHale.
About that goal, Tom, for a while, and they win games.
And Colin Murphy, surprisingly, is the player who's withdrawn, but Val Rockney has come on for in his place, and also coming off is Aaron Walsh. So double substitution by Ball, looking to inject some fresh legs to run this tired Mayo Gaels defence. Is back there now is Niall Brett for Mayo Gaels, who's come on. He didn't start the game, Ball are putting on the full court press here, Tomas, a la basketball, and then there's another mistake, and he's giving it straight to Conor Walsh. Walsh is round the goalkeeper, great save. He tries to flick it in again. A second goal chance copped up, a mistake by mistake by Paul Mannion, who's been so secure all game, Billy.
Oh, brilliant, absolutely, yeah, because that was an open goal really for Conor Walsh. He maybe should have given a little hop and gone another step or two and have the goalie on the ground, but that was a great save by
Jerry Flanagan tries to win his own break but can't escape. James Jennings is there. He's trying to. There's a player free the far side. It's Ethan Henry if they want to switch it, but Jennings gives it in field. Driving forward is Fintan Canavan. Canavan into the wing forward up there with the attack. There's a play on, says the referee. There's calls there. Sean Kane took a shot. They're not entirely sure whether they were thinking foot block or something, but the Ball have turned the ball over and they're launching their own counter attack. Lines up the line. Good ball in field, goes one way, then the other. Great hands by the goal scorer, Gary McHale. Gives it to the substitute. Gives it into Rian O'Connor. Held up there is McLaughlin. Goes back to O'Connor. Little foot pass to Val Rockneen. Rockneen, play on, says the referee. But the ball is squirmed away. It's a throw pass, says the ref, and that's turned over for.
It's an amazing last quarter, really. I mean, a lot of mistakes now, a lot of tired legs.
And the game has been played on, but its possession is kicked away. The game has sprung to life after that goal, and Mayo Gaels know they need something. They need to try and force something. Remember, they're playing with 14 players after Jerry Canavan, who'd scored 4 or 5 points for Mayo Gaels today. There's a score on here. If he connects properly, it's Conor Walsh, but it's going to stay wide right. It's not gone out of play yet, just about. Just to bring it to the half times in the other games here quickly. Ballyhonus 10, Island 2. Garrymore 1-8, Moy Davits 5, Kilmena 1-6, Achill 2, and Hollymount Claremorris 1-6, Bunnyconlon 8. So here there's a substitute. The referee is having a word. His linesman is bringing his attention to something. It's Patrick McLaughlin from Ball. He's having a word with, and as we said, 2 yellow cards given. But as we said, don't forget tomorrow we have intermediate action again. We have Kiltramoth versus Crossmalina Deal Rovers. That's live for you at 12 o'clock from Ballina. From McHale Park tomorrow we have the remaining 2 senior Connacht Gold Championship quarter-finals. We have the Westport versus the Neil at 2, and then at 4 we have Ballina versus Ahamore, as James Jennings is trying to get an opportunity, but good one-hand tackle there by Patrick McLaughlin. He slipped, he got a hand in. It finds its way back to Jennings. He's going to have another cut at this one with his left foot, and that's gone wide, and they've been restricted, Tomas, in the last few minutes to long-range shots.
Yeah, you'd have to be impressed with Ball's tackling. The forwards are coming back tackling with purpose. The backs are really aggressive. I think that's what has forced Mayo Gaels to shoot from long distance.
I think the extra man now is telling the tale, Tom, in the last, since Jerry Canavan went off. It's really putting a lot of pressure on Mayo Gaels.
And I'm sure James Fallon is fuming over there with Canavan. There was, as we said, it was an ugly challenge. There was no need for it. I mean, to be fair to the same player, he was having a great game there for Mayo Gaels. He was back there trying to help out as Balla getting Killian Golding ready to be introduced. The time is against Mayo Gaels here. It's still only a 2-point game as that ball is kicked away. And they can't afford to lose possession of the ball at this stage, Ball. They need to be disciplined. They need to make sure that they do nothing silly, as the call from the Ball benches is to let Mannion have it, and he's driving out the field. He eventually pops the pass off and it gets into the hands of Kevin Lynch. We have less than 2 minutes to go in this Egan Jewelers intermediate challenge, and the ball is coughed up in the challenge by Sean Kane, and Ball can push forward again. They're looking for the security of another score. It's a poor pass though, as Fintan Canavan is back to help out. He's tackled on the ground and he coughs up possession. The ball is still, it's gone out over the sideline. It's going to be a sideline ball for Ball, and they're going to want to make that substitution. They're going to introduce Killian Golding, who's a midfielder by trade, and they're going to bring off JP Riley, who's Tomas got through a lot of work there in that midfield for Ball today.
Yeah, look at Killian Golding is a big man too, and he'll be able to maybe get a few balls around the middle of the field. But when things are going wrong for you, things start to go wrong. Like Mayo Gaels are just shipping a lot of simple dropping balls, ball over the sideline. If Balla can just keep their nerve here, they'll see this out.
Balla are happy to play keep ball at the moment. We have 1 minute left of normal time. 10 points Mayo Gaels, 1-9 Balla. Jerry Flanagan, the Balla captain, goes forward, gives it to O'Connor. Hand pass to Val Rockney. Didn't start this game, but happy to help to see the game out for the team as Sean Morrissey pushes them forward as well, cutting across his heart. Back to Morrissey, but Rian O'Connor is trying to get inside. He's fouled, says the referee. This could be the security point they need. It could be a security point, Tomas. It'll put 3 points between them. It'll be a goal that'll be needed.
I think something must have been said now. He's been brought into the middle for an easy shot. I think Balla are just playing a steadier football now at the moment. Like Jack Hart there is playing well. They've got all the guys on the field now, I think, that they want. Their subs haven't weakened it at all. You've got Val Rottney back on. You have Killian Golden on. You have Jerry Flanagan playing well. Like they look like they're going to see this out. Yeah.
It's a 3-point lead, Billy Fitzpatrick, and we're waiting now to see what the referee allows for injury time. The 30 minutes are up, and Billy Fitzpatrick, Mayo Gaels need a goal.
I don't think they can do it. They've ran out of steam really since Canavan's dismissal. They've lost control. Balla have really taken over now. And they seem to be superior all over the field at the moment. Everything seems to be going their way. The 50-50 marginal calls, another free given. The kickouts are going the way. Paul Mannion's kickouts had been fairly secure, and Balla are going to be happy to eat into this clock to slow everything down. Matty Flanagan's been told to stay at home. They don't want to do that. So Balla in complete control here. A goal up in the last few minutes of this quarter final. Balla have 1 foot in the intermediate semi-final. We'll just bring you a couple of scores from around the grounds again. It's a Hollymount Claremore 1-7, Ballinconnan 8, Shulgan Corrib see the score there. Sorry now, Ballyhonus 10, Allen 82. That doesn't look like it's restarted yet. It's going to be a free for Balla. It's got distance, it's got height, but it over the bar. A great hit there by Val Rockney, and that it gives them a 4-point lead. And Billy Fitzpatrick, you have to be thinking whatever's left on the referee's watch, that's seen them through. That's the insurance point, you'd have to think, but that's a brilliant kick there from Val Rockney. Way out on the far side, sideline side, and a breeze blowing across him, struck it deadly over the bar.
Common long, but Paul Mannion finds Fintan Canavan infield to Liam Hughes. Balla just hunting down in numbers at the moment, man for man, try to stop any kind of momentum Mayo Gaels can get. As we said, Mayo Gaels need at least a goal and then win the resulting kick out as Canavan demands the ball in the middle of the field, gets his head up, takes a solo. There's 2 players in the middle of the field, a wrestle to the ground. There's a long ball forward, but it can't be claimed by Balla, and the linesman has come into the middle of the field. There's 2 of the players seem to be exchanging pushes the shove it as O'Connor takes the ball into contact and he loses the ball. James Jennings goes down. Gallagher eventually comes away with the ball. There's a foul there. We're coming into the 33rd minute, and Cormac Reek doesn't show any signs of blowing his whistle up yet. As Mayo Gaels are looking to drive forward still. Danny Burke held up. James Jennings turns, loses the ball in the contact. The ball is stripped off him from on the ground. You would have thought it would have been a free, but Balla happy to drive forward. Gary McHale, the goal scorer, is the goal, the winning score here for them. He changes the direction of the play expertly. Great ball to Barry Duffy. There's a player free inside, Val Rockney. There's another player coming off his shoulder, but Rockney's going to have a go at this one. Val Rockney cuts across the ball, and that'll be the score that'll send Balla into the semi-final of the Egan Jewelers Intermediate Football Championship, and the referee still hasn't blown his whistle. We're 33 minutes gone.
Brilliant score, and again a great build-up play, and the final pass to the man in the best position to score off the side of the boot. Brilliant score. A lot of great individual scores here today.
It's a lot of individual scores, and Balla, since that red card, have actually driven forward as Paul Mannion is up into midfield. He's going to hit a ball long, high in towards the danger area. Can a Mayo Gaels hand get to it? It does, but the ball breaks for Balla, and there's the final whistle. Balla defeat Mayo Gaels on a scoreline of 112 to 10 points to get into the semi-final of the Egan's Jewelers Intermediate Football Championship. It's been an enthralling contest up until the red card. You'd have to say it was a close contest, and as the Balla team celebrate despair on the Mayo Gaels bench, the red card cost them dearly. And we will shortly have words with a couple of the players for you, but the Mayo Gaels players are understandably upset, and Tomás Morley, Balla celebrate. Balla celebrating.
Yeah, look, it's great for them. It's great, you know. I was just saying there the last day that you know, in the days where in the 90s, we'd say Balla were up there in senior, and great teams, and you say like the Goldens and the you know, TJ and Pat and all them guys, and it's taken a while since that to recover. The Sheridans as well. I see Neil here, I see Killian Golden there. Like, it's taken a while for them to come back, but they've been gradually coming up along, and this is a big one for them. This is a big to get on to the next level. But and what they showed today was a sort of a steady maturity. You know, I thought at half time, if the kick out strategy didn't change, and straight away it seemed like it did. Conor Dunleavy did very well. I think, you know, he was the pick at the backs there in the last while, and they all drove on, and then they got the good guys on at the end, like Val Rotnin. They got them in. There was an argument about what to do at that point when the red card was given. Sometimes you say, okay, just settle, but straight away they got guys on, and I would say, you know, between that red card and then the actual rush of blood back pass, and the right men got it again, and it was that mistake that actually let Balla back into it, and from that moment on they didn't release the grip that they had.
And Billy Fitzpatrick, the red card obviously was a turning point in the game, given how at that stage Mayo Gaels were ahead. Canavan was having a good game, and unfortunately it just seems to have
lost their way after that sending off. He was a big loss, and the other big loss was Tommy Kane at centre back. You know, he had been brilliant in the heart of their defence, and it looked like at that stage of the game that them, you know, could come out on top. But, you know, fair play to Balla. They came with a great push in the end, a great level of fitness, you'd have to say, Tom. They just ran Mayo Gaels ragged in that last 5, 6, 7 minutes, and great displays there. Conor Dunleavy at cornerback. What a display. Jerry Flanagan, he's just there now at the moment. You better hear me saying it.
We're joined by the terrible twosome, Matthew Flanagan. Enjoyable game, eventful game, and but you're into an intermediate semi-final.
Yeah, look, we knew we could do it. We kept our mouth shut all week. We let other people do the talking, and you know, that's when we're at our best when we do that. So I'm happy now.
You're happy now. And Jerry Flanagan, captain for the day. You must have enjoyed that game out there today.
Yeah, it seems like a blur now, but I know, in fairness, anytime you beat the neighbours, it's a good day, and I think to perform as well. You know, the chips were down there at one stage in the second half. We went down to 14 men, but you know, we showed great character there in the last 10 minutes. I think to get 1-4 out reply. And it's a good day for Balla.
As you can hear from over behind us here, the Balla players are back over to their dugout. At one stage there, though, Mayo Gaels, prior to the sending off, they seemed to have they had a foothold in the game, and you were finding it difficult to get out of your own half and convert any scores.
Yeah, I think there the first 15 minutes they were kind of they were coming at us hard, and probably with the sort of the advantage of the winds at their back, and they're kind of coming down the hill there as well. Took us a while to get the second win there in the second half, but I think once we got kind of a couple of points on the board then, and we started getting the running game going, you know, I could only see one winner after that.
You have to be pleased to again not concede a goal. A great save there in the one-on-one through there. It was in the early stages of that second half. Crucial save.
Well, I know Jerry well, like, so I kind of knew well that if I just stood him up,
he's
just going to blast it. So look, it worked out. Some lads might try and go by and pass it in, but you know, I knew to just stand there. You know.
So did this evoke memory of 2 years ago?
I wouldn't say that really. But basically, we knew we could beat them. We knew we could beat anyone with the group that we have there. coming. You know, the thing is, we never know what we're going to get sometimes. But now over the last 2 games, I think it's the first time in 2 years we've actually played.
Clicked as a group.
We've played, you know, and as you said though, there was 15 minutes that didn't work out, but we still had that belief from last week that once we can turn it on, we knew it's 3 or 4 lads to come off the bench, not a bother, lads who should be starting. And look at Val, Reen, Killian, they're all done outstanding stuff.
Val Rockling coming on there just to get a couple of security points, as they were, just making sure, and having that quality to come in at key times in the game it must give everybody a boost.
Yeah, bringing off a 2-time All-Ireland winner off the bench is not a bad weapon to have, and he was very unlucky not to start Val. You know, it was just a tactical decision at the last minute, and it paid off because he was obviously itching to get on there and kick a couple of points, and those 2 we got, or it could have been 3, they weren't too bad. In fairness, we might leave him off the bench for the rest of the year.
Yeah, you gear him up to when you need him. But having the bragging rights though, lads, is a big thing in when you're only separated by an hour's walk.
Absolutely.
Well, you know, I don't think we won't be venturing towards Mayo Gaels, but they have to venture into Balla, I'm afraid.
Lads, thanks a million. Thanks for joining us. All the best for the semi-final. And Tomas and Billy. The Ball team showed great resilience, showed a lot of character.
Just as well the pubs are closed in Ball. The Mayo Gaels lads can stay at home, but look they have the bragging rights, and rightly so. Brilliant performance in the end. The last 10 minutes, as we know, the sending off had a big bearing on the game. But looking through their team, like Conor Dunleavy, Jerry Flanagan there, who just spoke to you, Barry Duffy in the middle of the field, but their half forwards like Gary McHale and Claremorris were outstanding in that area, and most of the scores came through those guys. And the Gaels had some great performances. You know, the half back line of the 2 Canes and Liam Hughes. Tommy Kane was a huge loss to them. You know, Sean Boyle in the middle of the field. James Jennings kicked some marvellous scores. Jerry Canavan, what a player. Maybe has to consider what he does for his team, you know. He's a match winner and he can be a match loser. So the sending off was, you know, it had to be a red card.
No doubt about the red card, really, Tomas. After that, there seemed to be only one winner. But the disappointing thing from a Mayo Gaels perspective will be that the red card came at a stage when they were just seemed to be dealing with the Ball attack.
Yeah, look, they were 1 point up, and everything happened after that. You know, look, it's not. You know, you can say that Jerry Canavan had a rush of blood to the head, but just before that, they were coming into it. Liam Hughes was coming into it. Jennings was playing well. Canavan was causing trouble in there. They seemed to have, and again, they won the majority of the kickouts all through this game, right to the end. Lots of good movement, but on the day, and again, that you mentioned it there, the bragging rights. Like Ball really wanted this, and they hunted, especially even just before the actual sending off. They were hunting them down in and around this area here. They wouldn't let Mayo Gaels have simple shots, and as we said, even before the water break, Ethan Henry had a shot, great shot, but there was 2 or 3 guys coming to close it down. So they were really packing the defence around here, and they were breaking with a lot of pace. And when we got up to here, that was just a rush of blood. It happens. If Conor Welch had turned a different way, it would have been a good shoulder. But it was to the head. It was a sending off, and that changed everything. And as I said there, the actual the other thing was that actual pass back that was meant to a Mayo Gaels defender. Conor Welch got it, and then it's back of the net. And really, from that moment on, the game was over. That was 2 points, but it was it just felt bigger. We talked about it, that the goal would actually make a difference. There was no sniff of a goal before that. They hadn't, as you said in the commentary, they hadn't conceded a goal, and straight away, that even in your mindset, that's a goal. That's a big thing in a game, in a derby game like this. And they went on then, and as I said, there was only one winner. They got their subs on, really quality subs as well. Val Rotning, the injury, I suppose they gave him 10 minutes. Got 2 points from it. If you can do that, you know, that's a sign of a sort of maturing team.
For Mayo Gaels, it's the end of the road for the year, but they've definitely showed that they have the skill and the squad to do.
They have, yeah, and they have a lot of young players coming. They have a very good minor team this year as well, Tom, and you know, those young players will come in the next couple of years, and they're building a fine team down there. But for Balla, like nobody would want to meet Balla after this, like, you know, because this is a good, solid team, and they're very good footballers. And I've watched them over the last 7-8 years at underage level, you know, being right up there. They won a minor title there, 2 years ago. So a lot of those players are coming through. And before that group, there was another group, the likes of Barry Duffy and Sean Morrissey and those fellas that were there, and they're coming of age now. And you know, that performance today will really push them forward.
So it's finished here for Balla. They advance into the Egan Jewellers semi-final of the Intermediate Championship. Tomorrow we have a triple header for you. We have one of the other quarter-finals. We have Kilshermoth versus Crossmolina Deal Rovers. That'll be live for you on Mayo GAA TV from 12. And then from 2 o'clock from McHale Park we have Westport versus the Neil, and we also have after that Ballina versus Ahamore. My thanks to Tomas, my thanks to Billy, our thanks to our production staff here, and we hope to see you on the pitches hopefully tomorrow, and the best of luck to all the teams, and we'll bring you up to date with all the news on the Mayo GAA TV website, all the news, all the results. Thanks for watching, and we'll chat to you again soon.
Chamber of Commerce, we've been operating for nearly 60 years. Our ethos is to be in business for businesses, and we are all about the town for Ballina, for North Mayo, for the county as well.
It's about the area, it's about what they can do when they get here and if they're safe. And we'll have the same great hospitality that we've always had, the great food, the great custom, because that's what hospitality is.
Lately there we just said to ourselves that look, we're going to start doing takeaways. The famous five, as we call them. You know, the famous five. What are the most popular dishes to use? It's surviving for us. It's working great.
I suppose my role is to try and raise the profile of the area to people outside the area and encourage them to come here on holidays. So I suppose over the last 4 or 5 years we've really been building to get to that point where we can start to put ourselves on the map a little bit more.
If you'd like more information, all you have to do is visit ballina.ie.
Well, our information centre here at Mayo Mental Health Association, we provide a confidential signposting service for persons in the community experiencing mental health difficulties, or if they require advice for members of their family, and we can do that through our directory of services. So please visit our website mayomha.ie and Facebook, and check it out and stay tuned in to all news feeds and exciting things our association is involved in.
Mayo Mental Health Association was founded in 1970 at a time when St Mary's Hospital in Castlebar was home to some 1,000 inpatients. Much of the public perception of the mentally ill at that time was of persons to be feared and mistrusted. The doors of our new information centre in the centre of Castlebar are always open as we engage with the public through our social housing, volunteering and schools educational programmes. Thankfully, there now appears to be a greater appreciation of the need for all of us to focus on the importance of maintaining a mentally healthy lifestyle. And I'm delighted to say that Mayo Mental Health Association is the vital link that facilitates this.
Local businesses have been there for Westport GAA when we've needed them.
Whether it's helping with fundraising,
Sponsoring gear or jerseys for our teams.
providing prizes for raffles and quizzes.
Or employing club members locally so we can stay, play and enjoy our games.
We are incredibly grateful for all the support we have received.
Now more than ever, local businesses need our support to get back on their feet.
That's why we're asking you to shop local and support our local businesses.
Shop local.
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 Shop local.